Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Babs, it's great to see you. Welcome on in. Uh, happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy 6-9 day. Happy hump day. The nicest hump day of them all. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. I just made some Old Bay wings in the air fryer for dinner. They were amazing. They turned out so good. I can't even quite quantify what was so good about them compared to like how we normally make them in the oven. But man, it was a good dinner, y'all. It was a good dinner. How's everybody doing this evening? We had a great stream yesterday in Final Fantasy 14. We are back on Disco Elysium tonight. Babs, I hope you can catch the karaoke scene tonight. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long to get there. Trying to think if anything of note happened today that we need to go over or want to go over. There's one thing. I decided to make us a change to the stream where I'm no longer going to have a pop-up when somebody follows, and I'm not going to call it out on stream. The reason is, I've definitely had times where I'm watching a stream, I'm enjoying it, but then I hesitate to follow, to hit the follow button while they're live because I get a little bit of anxiety from it. And I feel like, if they call me out, then I feel like I have to participate in chat a little bit or whatever. This is all in my head. I don't think anybody's really too up in arms about it if I never said anything. But today I was watching another stream and they specifically call out the fact that they don't call out follows for that literal reason. I was just thinking about this yesterday, and somebody else today kind of said that they don't call out follows for that reason. So I decided I'm going to try that for a while. I will still see the follows, I hope. And when you follow, you should get enough channel points to redeem the I'm new redeemable, like immediately. So if someone does follow and they hit that I'm new redeem, I will take that as, they're happy to engage in chat. They'll be happy to be, called out and thanked for the follow or whatever. So we're going to try that for a while. I figured if I have anxiety about that kind of thing, then other people do. I'll probably add something to my About Me page underneath the stream. I didn't get a chance to do it today. And hopefully all of us fellow lurkers can unite in lurking together and make for a slightly less anxiety-inducing stream. That's my hope anyway. I know there's, debate about, is it better to really bring attention to in-stream events? Whoops, hit my mic. I know certainly with like subs and donations and things, like a lot of that is attention focused. Like somebody might donate to somebody because they want the attention. Shugazen, thank you so much for the resubscribe, buddy. Hope you're doing well tonight. Fuck you, adverts. Well, we all gotta make that scratch, So yeah, I'll still, I'll, like we just saw, I'll still call up subscribes and bits and raids, obviously. But I think for follows, I'm just gonna leave it a silent action. And if somebody wants to, call themselves out in chat, they're absolutely welcome to. I love having people to chat with. But if somebody just wants to lurk and not draw attention to themselves, I'm happy to have any and everyone who kind of feels that way. Post Malone is kind of a big deal, Havoc. Popular with the kids, I hear. I have no idea what kind of ads run in front of my my streams, honestly. So I'm actually mildly curious to know what kind of ad you just saw. Yeah, kids, they're like those little humans. I've heard about them. I don't see them really in my day-to-day. Thank God. But so yeah, we are back to Disco Elysium tonight. We're gonna, I think, continue exploring the new areas that we unlocked. Where are the targeted ads? They keep selling our info to Corpse, but I only ever see ads for shit I'll never buy. I know, right? Like, they invade our privacy in ways that are unfathomable, and yet the things that they choose to show us have no relevance to our actual everyday lives. It's like, if you're gonna peek into my private life, give me something in return, you know? I saw in the Cookie Monster, look, Havoc, even for you, that is a lot of typos there. So I'm gonna wait for you to clarify. That's a real word salad there. I'm pretty good at interpreting the typos, but that one is beyond me, unfortunately. It's Nick's. While he rewrites that novel, we'll jump into this novel here. So, Mike, how you doing, buddy? Welcome on in. I saw what I think was the Cookie Monster, but he just looked at the camera and said he was Post T, like Post Malone, or... So wait, so we're seeing Post Malone and Cookie Monster ads? What demographic is that for? I was joking about the kids, but I mean, Cookie Monster is for like literal children. Yes, no, I can't interpret anything. How's your day going, Mike? What did we do last time we were here? We talked to these two guys. We got some questionable alcohol. Very questionable alcohol. We will not be imbibing. And I think we wanted to talk to this fellow who just keeps mentioning Abigail. I guess we'll do that. It's, yeah, this tea is super good. Does not have a very strong honey taste, but I mean, you can tell it's there. You know, it's very chill. He looks like the Cookie Monster, dead behind the eyes, too high to still be human, just drinks Monster and eats goods. Okay, so Post Malone looked like the Cookie Monster is what you're saying, or, you know, at least evoking that puppet. Havoc, I think maybe you should just lurk for a little while and let the keyboard reset for a bit. I'm glad you all are here today, everybody. I'm hoping for a good session of Disco Elysium tonight, and I guess let's just get right into it. Let's take a moment to appreciate our current outfit. We're wearing a Samarin conical hat, a Koreyev jacket, which is delightfully unfortunate. Don't ignore the bow tie, of course. We've still got our gardening gloves on. We've got some dapper slacks and some very protective shoes, I think. Now I just got beer up my nose when you said that. It's the good kind of burn, Havoc. It's cleansing, you know. It's purifying the impurities that have built up and are leading to this absolute catastrophe of your typing tonight. And let's all point out that this is a delightful occurrence. I'm delighted for all of this. So, and I hope you are too. All right, let's talk to this guy who is laying down in a cement pipe. Sure, it's fine. Don't call Abigail, grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away. The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar. Okay.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
Who is Abigail?
Uh-huh. Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
Oh, poor guy. You're not going to get anything from this guy. He's too drunk. And yet we have so many questions we should ask him. Who are you? What's your name? His eyes move around erratically, the look in them hazy and unfocused. Don't call Abigail, he says. Where am I? What is this place? The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible. Why shouldn't I call Abigail? He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer. Let's lean in. His breath smells harsh, like a toxic swamp, as he whispers to you, Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail. He then waves his hand, as if shooing you away. We could say I'm on an important official investigation. We're not going to do that, though. We'll ask him about his friends, though. He glares at you. Don't you fucking call her, hear me? His voice trembles with every word, becoming ever weaker. Abigail, he whimpers in the end. All right, well, that was informative. I just remembered I need to re-enable the Twitch extension for the game integration. Let's see here. Go to my extensions. Let's activate the companion and let's grab the secret from the extension page and let's go ahead and set that here in the options. So, as always, awesome Babs, welcome in. So as always, if you're watching on desktop, no, we don't want to cancel. If you're watching on desktop, you should see an overlay on the Twitch screen that'll let you take a look at my task list, my character sheet, and we will be able to vote on dialogue options when the opportunity arises and maximum entertainment is possible, ideally. So, all right. So we got you. Okay, so I think we're just going to keep poking around for a little bit. We need to pass time until the evening so that we have a large enough audience for our karaoke session. So it is 13:48 in-game time, so we have a few hours to kill. The ads are really in overdrive tonight. I felt like that earlier today, actually. Maybe they're trying to meet some quotas of some sort. So we're just going to walk on this extremely bleak landscape. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. If Twitch changed something, I am not aware of it, but I definitely don't know. Man, this is a gross landscape. Can I get up here? The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe? Let's go look. Well, it sure is something. There are a lot of ruins here, that's for sure. What do we have here? No boat in the boathouse today. Maybe catching up after the shortage Monday, Tuesday? Maybe. I always debate whether or not I should like during my starting soon screen, like maybe run a manual ad so that hopefully other folks, you know, won't see them for a little while. But it just feels so weird to run an ad manually. Like, I'm not thrilled with the whole like advertising economy on the internet. So it just feels like hypocritical of me to like actively engage with it in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. It's like there's no right answer, really. There just isn't, but I don't know. It's an uncomfortable thing for sure. What do we have here? A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. Trying to jump around a little tonight, but only got my phone. It's like 30 seconds of bullshit each time I do. Yeah, I've had that happen too. You're just jumping from stream to stream, and every single one is an ad. It's the worst. Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here. Correct. The lieutenant examines the wall closely. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinet's sense. Grim affairs. Do we think people were put up against this wall? Just so much worse tonight? Maybe they're... I'm saying this like genuinely. I wonder if they're like trying to encourage people to like stay in one stream. If it's like a little experiment they're running to see if people stop hopping around. I have no idea. It's the only like thing I can think of outside of just a weird fluke. Meaning this is a lot of bullet holes. He brushes the wall with his hand. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days. Why not? The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world. Alright, we've got a really good visual calculus skill, so I think we can do this skill check without too much trouble. Alright, why this many bullet holes? Oh, wow. Yeah, this was an execution. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. What is this? The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. Wow. Right. A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. It's interesting that the text says they are facing the wall, but the image shows them kind of facing away from the wall. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face. Kim, who was in this execution? At first, the lieutenant doesn't say a word. He just stares at the wall. I don't know, he says finally. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the Feld R&D Center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries. Or maybe, what about people from the Coalition, the so-called Moralists? Yeah, it's very unlikely the Coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. Centrists always die last, apparently. A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Kind of bleak, kind of bleak. The sign says, Entrée interdite. I'm sure I said that incorrectly. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. Got some money, we got some bottles. More bottles, we love bottles. We're gonna turn all these bottles into money. What do we have here? The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Well, okay. We found... It's called a peepo or pipo. I don't know which... Ah, this goes on our head. Interesting. So this is +2 logic. This is +1 logic. Wow, that sure is a hat, all right. But we're gonna run with it because it kind of fits our whole aesthetic. Or oversized superstar sunglasses. That reduces our visual calculus. I don't think I wanna go with that. Ye old beanie. Yeah, it sure is a beanie, all right. The little point on the end is kind of delightful. Interesting. Okay. Finding a lot of clothing suddenly. I don't mind. It's just... Oh, hey, money. It's just I feel like we went a long time not finding clothes in this game, and now suddenly we're just finding clothing littering this place. Like a beanie and a swim cap in one. Yeah, it's a 2-for-1. Can we walk over here? Looks like we cannot. All right, so that's all we can see over here. Got a little box over here, looks like. More money. More litter that apparently we can't pick up. Oh, hey, there's a guy over here. Let's quick save. Let's say hello.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Okay, this is the husband of the woman in the wheelchair who we met at the hostel. We've been looking for this guy, so we finally found him. There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist. I like how they put that. He looks like your understanding of a scientist. Like, this fits the mental picture you have, which is not necessarily a correct picture.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Gary, the crypto-fascist. Yikes. Interesting.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Moral, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance. Well, Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass. Not like walking over a nice waterlock. Right, we broke the waterlock. We drove our car over it. We found our car sinking into the ocean, sadly. Do we want to be honest and tell this guy that we are the ones who broke it? Or do we just want to be like, oh, it's fixed, it's fine, don't worry about it? I will let you guys decide. how honest we shall be in this random conversation. I don't remember when I played this last year what I ended up choosing, but I think I'm leaning towards being honest and just seeing what happens.
You broke the waterlock with a motor carriage, but there was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
I guess you're right. It really was the sign's fault. Anyway, you can go back now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon.
Yes, Gary.
See Lena? Tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind. His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work. Well, we are fascinated by the idea of phasmids and cryptozoology, so let's dig into this a little bit. Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for. Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it. What makes it so difficult to find? Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmidea, a ghost insect. A ghost insect, he says. It disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. He looks around. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? I mean, you're on the beach. Sure. And I suspect it may also have developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators. Or scientists, in our present case. Oh boy. What sort of specialized techniques? It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen. Interesting. A ghost insect, he said. These people are looking for a ghost? Oh, I think we just leveled up. Yeah, we did. Awesome. Ghost insects, so you're ghost hunters. No, that is precisely what we're not. We are zoological specialists looking for an extant species of phasmid. Okay, I'm sorry. How big is this phasmid? I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmidea zuenensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm, so he leaves the conclusion up to you. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about. Typical rookie assumption. He flashes you a sidewise smile. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Obviously. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long. He shakes his head. What have you discovered so far? Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third hand accounts. So you're saying nobody's ever actually found one of these phasmids. Not yet, he holds up an index finger. That's what makes it a cryptid. Oh. The lieutenant interjects. Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real? I know it's real, the cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it. Yeah, when you lose your temper all of a sudden and you're just like, whoa, all right, calm down, self. Let's take it back a bit. It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement. By which I mean, he says, gathering himself, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition. I still love the words Insulindian phasmid. That's just a fantastic combination of sounds. I love it. Lena said there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez. Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore. Maybe it's died out? I have to resist the thought. He shakes his head vigorously. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis. Ah, the encyclopedia tells us what that word means. He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need a mate to produce viable eggs. This makes it easier for a species with a small population to survive. That's pretty clever. Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I try my best to remain dispassionate. I don't think you're succeeding there, buddy. Alright, tell me about these traps you're setting. Well, he points at the cage of mesh and wiring on the ground. They may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Oh, so your wife designed them? Yes, he says with some pride. Well, how do they work? Simple. Attracted by the locust, the phasmid crawls down the funnel, and having eaten its fill, can't get back out. I thought he said these things were pretty large, and these just don't look large enough to me to actually capture something of the size that he implied them to be. At least that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton. What's the bait? Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects. Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. Chittering is also a good word, in my opinion. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? That seems unlikely, our logic says to ourselves, and which we will now voice. Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism. All right. This guy has had enough of our crap. What if these traps don't work? They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams which use plants. We have given this some thought. The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing. Alright, well, buddy, your wife really wants you to come back to the hotel. And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you, but I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone. He looks south, where Lena would be. Come on, Mora, we've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back. Shut up, crypto-fascist. And leave the traps? Absolutely not, he yells in response. I won't let Lena down. Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon. Reed crabs sounds particularly unpleasant. As you all can see, the sun is shining directly in my face, so we're gonna take care of that real quick. Let's close these blinds here. There we go. Much better. No longer blinded by the light. Right, I did not know that the phasmid was so important to Lena. Of course it's important to her, she's seen it. A verified sighting on record, one of only 4 this century, and it's hers. Oh, okay. She's seen it. Really? She sighted the plasmid? She didn't tell me that. Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact, but that's her story to tell, not mine. He coughs, then continues. Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. Another cough into his fist this time. Well, maybe you could check on the traps later? No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel? He is dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting, says our interface personality. What if we checked the traps for you? We're in an RPG. We have a quest, I think. I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. He looks at you with obvious surprise. I love this second choice. Chaos is my method. I am its scion. Well, he doesn't know what to say. Be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help. All right, where are these traps? There are 4 in total. One is to the south on this little peninsula by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there on your way to the old radio tower, after the church, so there's a church. The third is set near the canal where you crossed, by a concrete slab, a big thicket of reeds going up the slope. And among them. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry. That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular adventure? Kim, we need to pass time until it's time to sing karaoke. So yes, this is absolutely valid. The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification, after all. Is it? He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug indicates why not. So what do I do if there's a phasmid in one of these traps? Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim to find, but he's lying about this even to himself. What if I encounter it in the wild? That's highly unlikely, officer, but in the event you do, he takes out a small white spray can. I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. Oh, good. Good. Make us smell. It's made of musk and research chemicals. Pheromones should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. It will last you about a week. Lay it on thick. He douses you with the odd-smelling spray, a double helping as you present your other armpit, and then gives you a satisfied look. Delightful. Delightful. The lieutenant wrinkles his nose. I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water. It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research. He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket. All right, let's do it. Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling. Finally, someone's talking sense. Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it. If it's more cryptid-related business you wish to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. Right. What about his eager to leave friend Gary there? Let's talk to him too. Okay, we'll get to him. But first, how did you become a cryptozoologist? I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both. So you're living your childhood dream? It's not child's play just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often. He is quite touchy about this subject, which I guess is understandable. He's obviously dedicated his life to this, search for Bigfoot, basically. And I'm sure he's been made fun of for that quite a bit over the years. Have you ever discovered a cryptid? No, very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid. So how many total ever have been found? Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. Holy smokes, that's a lot. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection. So only 2 cryptids have been proven real, apparently. Yes, the Chautauquan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugo Grad, which is honestly quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. Okay. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, even more so even than the public. Most cryptids are hoaxes, or they're never found. That does not mean we should stop searching. Then the Insulindian phasmid will be the third. Indeed. He does not smile, just looks you in the eye. It's a forceful gaze. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it, from Revachol to Dushan too. It will be a zoological miracle. He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion. All right. We could ask about specific cryptids, but I think we want to talk to Gary, the crypto-fascist here. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still, they won't light up. All right, Gary.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Wow. The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about, after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors, Gary?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Yeah, speak for yourself. Degenerates? This man respects authority too much to see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue. Yeah, buddy, nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revachol.
His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet. He pronounces Revachol with a hard K, unlike other people. You said Revachol? I like to pronounce it the hard way, the old way, the Vespertine way. He nods solemnly. The stupid way? It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably. Ah. I get it. It's like Proud Boys saying hi, secretly to one another. Alright, well, do you know anything about the murder? Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that. He nods in sincere approval. Yeah, thanks, buddy. So you do know something about it. No, he shakes his head emphatically, then corrects his tie. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary, but everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it, that's all. He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange. He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here. Oh, right. Right, we found a racist mug. Does it belong to this guy? My mug? Why would you think that? His eyes widened at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right. You said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying. Really? I hear it all the time in my racist circles. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone. Yeah, sure. You put the mug in the trash container behind the whirling, buddy. It was you. Maybe. Okay, yes, I did. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you? Oh, Gary. We are absolutely going to find you. The maximum amount. Oh, God, 250? How am I going to pay that? He looks at the slip of yellow copy paper, then gets a hold of himself. Okay, I'll work harder. I'll pay it off, I promise. Sure. This is a considerable expense to him. 1 month's wage, most likely. It's, in a way, admirable how quickly he composes himself after such a blow. This man digs authority, even when it's bullying him. Oh boy. and I'll never do it again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Kokyo's price dumping us out of competition. What did you do, Gary? Nothing, just answering some questions. All right, so we were trying to find out who put the murder victim's clothes in the trash container. So maybe this guy did it? How did you get into the trash container? I know a guy who works with trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers. Why would you have a master key? Why? Why would you need to get into everyone's trash? So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff? He says, bowing shamefully like a fallen knight. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Himians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself. I want to write this guy another ticket. Disgraced? The lieutenant raises his eyebrows and looks up. No need for the histrionics, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container. He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer. Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim into that trash container? Officer, please. He raises both hands. Let me explain. It's not like that. A man is dead, Gary. A man is dead. And you're... Okay. Please explain. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know? Yes, what happened? Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. He changes his mind mid-sentence. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too. Right, it was just civic duty, the lieutenant remarks drolly. Exactly, that's exactly what it was. Civic duty. Sure. As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where? Ah, he's wearing... Oh my god, he's wearing armor from the murder victim. Oh my god. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you? Armor? No. He changes his mind. I mean, yes, of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it. An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded. Okay, what's that strange sound? What sound? Don't mess with me. I think you know what I'm talking about. I haven't the slightest. There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Wow, really, dude? Really? Alright, let's move on for now. I hope I could help your investigation in any small way. Interesting. We have a legendary composure check. Our odds aren't great. Maybe we can change that in this conversation, or maybe with some gear, something like that. But let's keep talking to him, and we'll see what happens. So, are you a cryptozoologist too? I wasn't expecting this to actually directly relate to the murder, but I'm glad it did. This is interesting. No, I've helped Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own. After all this time with Morel, he must have an opinion on cryptids. This could lead to a good one. I'm into cryptids. Do you have a favorite? Oh yes, the burning rhino. Morel doubts he's real, but I don't much care, because I won't be the one looking for him out in Saffir Sarai. Oh, okay. What's a burning rhino? A rhinoceros that looks ordinary during the day, but burns brightly by night. Well, at least the males do. Oh. How do they burn? They have special ducts just above their shoulder blades that secrete a combustible fluid. When the rhino is just beginning to light itself, it looks as though it has wings of fire. Oh. But how is this combustible fluid lit? How does the lighting actually work? The rhino starts running very fast to build heat, then stops, raises its head, and sparks fly from its neck, setting its back ablaze. That seems unlikely. Yeah, well, Revachol used to be Flaming Rhino once, a long time ago. That seems unlikely too, doesn't it? What? What? Super solid argument, Gary. Can't argue with that. Okay. Well, why only the males? The flames are not just for decoration. They are often an integral part of the beast's mating behavior. Okay. During the burning rhino's mating season, herds of male rhinos, all aflame, encircle herds of female rhinos, forming a fiery ring as they begin to copulate loudly. Holy smokes. Local peasants call it the passion ring. They fear the rhinos, as perhaps they should. Anyway. The lieutenant sighs without looking up from his notes. Yeah, Kim. It's clear the burning rhino is dear to him on many levels. Some even spiritual. You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi? Not many Seolites here, or anywhere, other than Seoul. I meant no offense, truly. You called him a yellow man. Do you remember how when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be the really good one? Yes. Well, this is that racist. Yep, we did. Are you, Gary? Are you racist? Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Seolites around here. I'm just stating a fact. Do you have a problem with Seolites? No, no problem at all. He flashes an impenetrable smile at the lieutenant. Sure. Sure. Okay. Let's leave. Let's see if we can boost our composure. We do have some boots that will boost our composure. Okay. We also have a level up. We could put another point into composure, actually. Maybe we'll do that. Let's just do that right now. Composure. Level up. Great. All right.
Always a pleasure to see it. I mean, officers.
Sure. Okay. What's the deal with Gary? Analyze his composure. Nice. That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. Something worn underneath it, like armor, perhaps? Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles. Stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives. I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear, Gary. I knew you'd figure it out, officer. He sighs heavily. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. He unbuttons the shirt. I was ashamed of what I did, and I didn't want you to know. You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso. We're not detecting falsehoods, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. Finally. Gary, what's going on? Later, Morel, I've got apologizing to do, okay? No, you've got explaining to do. The lieutenant's tone is icy. Why did you really put those clothes in the trash, Gary? Everyone was picking those pieces off him and I was watching them do it. And he scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. He looks at his feet. So I went there to take out my trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... His lips start quivering. Fuck. We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone. It's okay. The lieutenant jots something down in his notebook. It was a loose end, and you're tying it up now. I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man, he says silently. Thailite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when... He shakes his head. They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. Why did you lie to me, Gary? Why did you lie? Because I was weak, he says, staring at nothing in particular. I should have told you the moment I saw you, but... The hell, Gary? You in trouble? I'll explain later. He doesn't muster up the strength to yell. Well, give me that armor. I want it. He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to behold, like a bag of cotton. Do you know who killed the hangman? I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more. He shakes his head. This is all he knows. Are we done here, Gary? Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. He looks around, relieved of some burden, his mouth still quivering. All right, well, fuck off, Gary. So what do we have now? We have gloves, armor gloves, we have armor boots, and we have armor cuirass. I think there's only one piece left. A helmet. That's right. Kuno took the helmet and threw it into the ocean, so I'm sure we'll find it again. Kim does not yet know that we stole the boots off the body. So let's just keep that to ourselves for now. All right, let's keep exploring. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Okay, this is as far as we can go in this direction, so let's keep going. Oh, what do we got here? Hold on. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Oh, okay. Up here, we have a buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. Okay, let's try to get up here. Oh, look, there's people up here. Let's try to get up here and see what else there is to see. Oh, hold on. There's a box down here with money. Great. All right, let's go talk to the person up here. We'll quick save again, because that was a pretty long conversation we just had. What are they looking at? Let's look at this sign here. You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away." Looks like tomorrow never came. The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Let's look what's here before we talk to these people. Another power box. It charges nothing. Got a box of more money. We have a fence or a barrel of some kind. The fence blocks the path. And we have... We can't open these, but I bet if we put the pry bar in our hands... Now we can open them. We got some health potions and a good amount of money, actually. Okay, let's say hi to this adult and child here.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Babs, sorry I couldn't get to it in time, but have a wonderful night, and thanks for stopping by. I'll, if I do get to it tonight, I'll try to let you know what the timestamp on the VOD is.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on. Hypertext? What is hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Okay, I'm still not any clearer on that, but okay. What was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Oh, okay. How do you and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
Is Kim famous? He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad.
Oh.
Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
What are verms? The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again. Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries. So what's so fascinating about this building? Aha, but it's not just any empty old building. He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom. Ooh. The building looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill. Haven't heard of them. That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player. Okay. So much banal lore trivia here. Okay. Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or they were developing an ace. Very interesting. Let's get back to this later. It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a... He stops mid-sentence, realizing you're not listening. You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here. He brushes it off like it's not a thing at all. No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some. Could I have some of that unimportant money then? Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking more in general terms. He looks uncomfortable, his left hand squeezing his son's shoulders. I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions. I guess that's true. Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out? Let's ask him, do you work out? I do some low mantang stick fighting now and then. Low mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the Isle of Low Mantang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent. Right, so I know about this, right? Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting. Okay. You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture of the history of stick fighting among mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him. But anyway, he says after a while with a charming apologetic smile, I am boring you with details again. You were saying? I just want to know how often you work out. Now and then, that's what, like once a week? Low man Tang, stick fighting is a little like a parhalodon addiction. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now, so you could say my doses have grown a little peculiar. So, what is it, twice a week then? Every other day? It is difficult to stay on the right topic with you, sir. Suddenly, little Mikhail opens up his mouth. Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours. He has a special room for that and a special costume. All right, thank you. Thank you, child. That's right, Mikhail. Trent grabs his kid into a single-handed embrace, looking slightly embarrassed. It also has a meditative quality, helps to clear my head. But anyway. Alright, thanks for all that uninteresting information. No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed. Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever. Alright, well, we're not going to talk to them anymore. It's a bit too verbose even for me. And that's saying something. Alright, we got quite a lot here. Quick travel unlocked. Church. Oh, we found the church, apparently. Okay, well, that's cool. Someone must have worked hard to smash this plastic dome. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. I feel like we've had some very weird phone calls in this game, so let's call somebody. Let's put 10 cents in and dial a random number. Calling. Still calling. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. Oh, okay. Chat, should we say, yes, I am Pierre? Should we say, I might be Pierre? Or should we be honest and say, no, we're not Pierre? I'm going to put it up to a vote. We could also hang up, I suppose. Like, just straight up hang up. I might be. What's Pierre like?
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
Okay, let's go bleak here. It gets lonely even when you're with people.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. Alright, let's dial another random number. Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity. What? No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone. Oh boy. Hey, Gerard, get your wife for me, will you?
Who is this?
The man does not understand. It's Harry. Put her on. I don't like waiting.
Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that?
The voice on the phone is suddenly very agitated. Oh no. Guillaume Le Millon.
Very funny, asshole. Why don't you grow up? Oh, and Disco is dead.
Fuck you. Phone hangs up. Alright, let's do one more. Still calling. Still calling.
Stop calling me, man.
Someone picks up. The voice on the other end is slightly hysterical.
I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
Oh boy. We could all be a bit kinder to each other, don't you think? Consider your debt paid, my friend.
My debt? I don't fucking owe you. It's... Who is... Never mind. I don't have time for this.
Oh, I want to talk more. A single lets you know the lieutenant is ready to move on. Okay, all right. Fine. We'll do it. There's another phone here. A dead phone, a smashed receiver like someone hung up too hard. Oh my, okay. All right, let's keep poking around. Lots of stuff to interact with here. What is this? Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. Let's touch it. The cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound as you thrust your finger into it. It's streaked with dried seagull shit. Oh, entangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass. Kim says, please tell me you're not taking that with you. It might be a clue, Kim. Clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets? I mean, it could have been multiple seagulls, Kim. The lieutenant sighs. A poet could write a dozen verses and still not begin to capture the profound vexation in that sigh. Oh no. You should still take it. Oh, we're gonna take it, all right. Filthy jacket. What do we got here? This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is. As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. Man, how did this get so disgusting? It's a sordid, filthy tale. Not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? We're just gonna find out here? All right. Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously. Oh, we're gonna think about it. It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. Oh no. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in gray strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore. We found a random jacket here in the world, and we're getting a whole, novel about it. I love this about this game. I'm sure some folks are like, oh my god, why is the game so wordy? I think this is fantastic. Granted, if it were, bad or even just mediocre writing, it wouldn't do anything for me. But, this is really well done, in my opinion. It just... The word choices and the way that it kind of rolls off the tongue, it's just very memorable, and it's fun for me to read. Not all games are like that, but I don't know. I like it. Gross. Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck. Oh no. Do we want to flick our hands or do we want to wipe? Oh no, we don't want to wipe. Let's flick. Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out. And we lost a point of morale. Oh no. Oh boy. Is that it? Why did I fondle that shit jacket again? There is no why. Let's just put it away then. Okay, I guess that's all we can do with it for now. Let's level up. Do we want to unlock any new thoughts? I mean, we could do that instead of putting a point. Maybe let's do that. I feel like maybe we actually should have done this earlier, to really tie into our disco persona and karaoke tonight. So, all right, let's unlock a new thought cabinet. Thought cabinet slot. And we will internalize Guillaume Le Mion. All right. Let's keep poking around. More goodies. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. Oh. The tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. Alas. Got a postcard. Got some money over here. Big wine canister. It's open and empty. Got a boardwalk here. Oh. The smell. It's awful and familiar. Hold on, that is awful. It doesn't help. You can still smell it. What is it? That looks like a corpse over there on the left. Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness? Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be. Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here. The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak. There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, okay. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah and a can of black potent porter. No, there's more. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. They seem unhygienic, as if all the other ones we've been picking up were hygienic. Cigarette wrapper. Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content. Oh. Let's examine the kebab wrapper. You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revishal. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. Oh, yum. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief. Take a look at this body. Working class corpse. Wow, look at this portrait here. Very interesting. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. That's an interesting mix. Chewing gum and liquor. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there. Hold on. The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days, no longer. He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. We need to investigate. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made. This guy died eating a kebab, which, I mean... Fair. Fair. Not the worst way to go. We just gained a folded library card. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card, folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand. Good, we should take a look at that library card. Okay. The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. age approximately 50 to 60 years. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him. He just fell. He just randomly fell and died. I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Well, I guess it's hard to say definitively. Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench. Let's step on the moldy floorboards, of course. They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was what caused the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. 3/4 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. Hair all around us. He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag. I prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper. That's fair. Chewing gum wrapper. Rubowski Spearmint Chewing Gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. Oh god. Alright, let's look at his mouth. The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, the lieutenant shudders from the cold. I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same. Wow, so he's come across like an alcoholic who just accidentally died. I think is what he's saying. Who is this man? Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. He looks south the way you came. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think? We don't know anything definitive yet. We do know that he was married. The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray. But you're right, let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk. What do you think happened here? Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. Do you think he was drunk? Oh, yes. What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure? Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure. Well, that makes sense. What a sad little vignette here. Like, just, this guy he just died. What about the kebab? What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. Probably from a nearby place. Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab. Someone should be held responsible for this. It's dangerous here. They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean. Alright. What should we do with him? From where I stand, I can see 2 options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. What about a field autopsy? That's what we did with the lynched guy, you know? A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work. But isn't that kind of sloppy, Kim? Maybe, but we don't really have much time to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest. Okay. Well, we found him. We should finish this. We are absolutely going to take the case. Right, we should examine the library card. Then we can call the station. Okay. Library card, okay. Library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads Central Jamrock Public Library card issued to Billy Mijon. Expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller, Stand a Little Less Between Me and the Sun. The last one on the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Thibault. The library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers, too. Good taste, good taste. If lost, please return to the library. Okay. Good. We should give them a call from my Kanema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mijon. Okay. So at least as far as this new case is concerned, we just need to head back to our police car and make a couple calls, I think. Let's venture out and see if there's anything else interesting here. Oh, it's been out of order for years. Okay, I guess not. All right, we're gonna keep exploring. Moonshine, probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. Wait, what is moonshine? Huh. I don't know what it was referring to there. Keep poking around this area. Coin-operated weighing machine. Okay, interesting. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. More glasses. Oh man. Megabino's prescription lenses. +2 to encyclopedia. Oh gosh. The ultimate nerd glasses is the ultimate lore glasses even. Quite brand appropriate, I gotta say. And it's funny that they give -1 to perception. These are like Coke bottle glasses. Oh boy. All right, well, let's put on the other ones again. More tear to collect, more money to get eventually when we finally turn them in. I'm assuming that the actual money that we get is just going to be a pittance. Turning in recycling is not really a lucrative activity. I'm guessing anyway. What do we got here? Okay. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Oh, okay. What is this down here? What are you? Yeah, let's run over, please. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water, you. Okay, that was anticlimactic. Looks like there's a car or a bicycle here. Rear tire of a motor carriage. All right. Little bits of, I don't know, window dressing in the scene, I guess. Is this a thing? Okay. Thing on the ground. I thought I could interact with it, but it looks like it's not actually the case. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. Okay. I can faintly make out music. Interesting that this is apparently all ice. To your right, a white-bellied cormorant eyes you suspiciously. Oh, is that this here? Oh, hello, person. painted with pastels. Someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. All right, let's quick save and talk to this person here. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
Hi. Everyone knows drugs makes you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party. Dear child, it's freezing. Where is your hat?
Huh?
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I mean, I have a beanie. I have a really cool futuristic looking beanie on. I should, and I do. See, the game tracks these things. I love it. I love it.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
All right. Well, now that that's all cleared up, I have some questions.
Sorry, man. My mind was elsewhere. Shoot.
What's your name? Acele? Her hair is dyed blonde with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness. And your surname? I'm from the police. It's for the paperwork. Okay. It's Burger. Very common name. What's that doodad that you're holding? This? She breathes on her freezing fingers. It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. And the wires? Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. What is that? A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice. Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike. Okay. Yeah, so what, brain? What am I supposed to do with this? No idea. Okay. Does this have anything to do with Contact Mike? Yeah, I record stuff with it. No. I mean the boxer, Contact Mike. No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact Mike just beats people up. He doesn't just beat people up. He's a role model. An entire litany spews forth. Oh man, where's Chaz when we need him here? I think he would like this. This is an extremely wordy game. You should try to be more like Contact Mike, a successful athlete and an inspirational figure who has overcome social, physical, and mental obstacles. Man, you're one weird cop. This isn't about me. This is about your lack of respect for one of boxing's greats. And for yourself. What is it with you and this Mike guy? The question is rhetorical. Oh, we gained a thought. The litany of Contact Mike. Alright, if it floats your boat, I'll be more like Contact Mike and less like me. Self-respect is not meant to float any boats but your own. I'll keep that in mind, she says. So how does that doodad work? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-born sound, if you like technobabble. Where did you get it from? Same place I got the recorder from, the Elysium? Elysium? What is that? Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Ooh. Who is he? Oh yeah, she looks you over, assessing your age. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck, or really be a Palazium going kind of person. I get down. I'm with it. I don't know what that means, she says. I grind. I don't know what that means either. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player and a completely trashed hostel room. That's cool. She breathes on her fingers. It looks like she doesn't know what to say. You're right. Time has deserted me. Damaged morale. Sucks, man. She squints her eyes for a second, trying to remember something, then lets go of it. Was there something else about the contact mic, perhaps? I actually had some non-mic questions for you. What are you doing out here? Recording, I guess. And what is it you're recording exactly? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell, not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound. She scratches her forehead. What happened to the old headphones? My boyfriend sold them. What for? I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life. A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious. Okay. And what are these recordings for? The cracks in the footsteps. The musicians in the Elysium use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. She rubs her shoulders and looks around. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible. Like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The wave of chill, the quivering jaw, indications of a drug high. Take this, you're cold. The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket. No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck. It's okay. The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do. It's true. Thanks. She puts it on. It's a bit large for her. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is it? That. She nods towards the church. The boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something. Stupid. It's really, she pauses, not going to be a Elysium. That's for sure. And who are these boys? The boys, you say? Yeah, Andre and the guys. They're inside, in the tent. And why is that? Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside? They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. What kind of stuff? Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it. Like those headphones your boyfriend sold? Yep. They were pretty... I'm sorry we sold those. Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? That would be ideal, I think. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold. Wow. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium. Except that, yeah. She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. What is anodic dance music? Oh, secret task complete. You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made up with electronic instruments. Oh, like what? Synthesizers, tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black-tinted nothingness or something finer? So you want to turn the church into a club. I know. She nods towards the sloping mass of wood on the coast, then shivers. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right? Yes? Okay, well... Could you talk to Andre and the guys? Because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it. Oh, okay. I'll talk to them. They're inside that thing there. She points to the tent. Would be cool if you did. Is there something else? All right, we have an empathy check here. Let's see if we can boost our empathy score with some gear before we give it a try. Don't currently have any anti-empathy items on. We might not have anything for this. Interesting. Okay, well, let's just try it. I mean, we've gotten lucky before,
Hello again.
and we can try it again in the future. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Oh, we did it, you guys. See? Doesn't hurt to try. The device is still warm from her touch, and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo Omicron adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands. I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice with the drugs wearing off. At your age, or at any age, in this weather, waiting for it to get dark. She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup. The people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It is easier to live in their failure with this by your side. Tap on the tape recorder. The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her. It is not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now. What is? Her shoulders shake a little. I'm once again reminded of how Contact Mike rose from the slums of San Baptiste to the top of the boxing world, overcoming adversity and serious brain trauma. Nothing is coming. Nothing he wouldn't knock out in 3 rounds. The real fight is for the right attitude. Oh, I don't think I can say that. That undermines the last 2 things we said. Oh, it's too condescending. I can't do it. But the dark. I know. Her teeth rattle. She takes the device from you and places it in her lap. I'll stick to it. After a moment of silence, she speaks again. So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer? You said eating me? There's nothing eating me. Just my crippling amnesia, the fact that I am completely broken as an individual. Sure, nothing at all. Come on, I can tell. She shakes her head slowly. But okay, be a boyadero about it if you want to. I guess there is something that's been making my life hell. What is it? She listens intently. I think it's the plight of the working class. Oh no. Everyone just mooching off of the entrepreneurial class. I think it's all these foreign people. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. Ugh. We've been leaning into the communism stuff, so let's just go with, I think it's the plight of the working class. Oh, really? The golem of capital runs rampant, smashing creator and slave alike. I fear the process is irreversible. Wow, social justice really matters that much to you. That's commendable. It really had you shaken up there. Are you sure that's it, though? I haven't seen much of this world, but from what I've seen, social justice is an adolescent term. Sounds almost liberal. What's got me shaken up is the people's struggle, and it's got me shaken up bad. Yeah, man, they're pretty bad, she says without much conviction. It makes me sick, thinking about the thousands, millions, billions? How many people are there, actually? How many people are there in the world? 3.6 billion, not counting those on Seoul. Really? That many? It reduces me to tears thinking of the 3.6 billion and God knows how many more in that Seoul place, crushed under the tyranny of the market. Yeah, that's pretty bad, she nods. Are you sure you're not just hung up on some chick, though? I mean, that's how it always is at the end, right? That's what it actually is. Perhaps... Now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown in the trash. They might have something to do with it. Okay, why do you think that? They were written in a woman's hand, and oh boy, did reading them make me not feel good. There you have it. Chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she? I don't remember. Really? She appears to believe you. You seem pretty upset about this, Chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about her? Well, I remember her scent. Wow, man, that's some pretty strange shit. She rubs her sides for warmth. Are you sure the letters were for you? Why would I have reacted so strongly otherwise? How come you don't remember, though? Is it like some selective memory thing? I think it's me getting so unbelievably drunk I completely erased all memory of this world. Yeah, or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot, too. It's obvious she's done more than booze. Or it might just be psych bullshit, you know? Konigstein wank. What is this Konigstein wank? You know, the psych thing they got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Konigstein are mostly rich. Well, thanks for that, then. You're welcome. She thinks for a second, stretching her jaw. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten, though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch. Alright, we're done. We're done with her. And we auto-saved. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some water. And, yeah, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Shouldn't take long. Get my scenes up. Right. Be right back, everybody. Okay, we're back. Let's poke our head into, I guess, this tent here. Actually, before we do that, let's explore a little bit. So Andre and his boys are in here, apparently. What do we got? Trash, a pole to keep the tent erect. Okay. More tribalistic markings. Okay. Let's knock this drawbridge down. A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough. Well, what is this? It looks like a makeshift bridge. The lieutenant adjusts his collar against a cool breeze. Could be convenient. The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk. Sweet, I guess. Was this here before? I feel like we walked past this. Full of holes. Could the post hide treasure? Look inside. Oh, I will. Well, there's... Oh, a potent Pilsner. Interesting. And random. Okay. Alright, let's quick save and enter this tent. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Okay.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
Okay.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Nice. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. A pile of nasal sprays, brand name Nosafed Ultra. Okay. You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, sir. There is definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Imbecilic. Yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy. Oh, that's pessimistic, but we'll shake his hand. His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence. He's got these like little dots on him, like I don't know if they're tattoos or like a form of makeup or something.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
The tape player, high above his head, continues to blast what is probably anodic music.
Together with a Cell Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Ah. That means they haven't set up a single one yet. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
A talent?
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
Ah, I see.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Let's leave that aside. Was there something you wanted? Your friend Estelle said there was a problem with the church.
Ah, so you've met her. Good. Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
The derelict hive of narcomania on the coast? No, I can't say that I have noticed. An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it. Enough histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads. Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revershoal.
Strike that. The world.
The world!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
Really? He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dope heads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. I feel like you might be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dope heads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
Okay. What do you mean?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Oh.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just wanna spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Bad signs. Interesting.
Thank you, Egghead.
Like sine waves. Bad sine waves?
So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
All right, tell me more.
All right, man.
Help the ravers start a nightclub. Okay. Andre is obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. All right, so tell me about the church. I asked Noy to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation. I had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while. Well, why don't you give me the key for that thing? Of course, Noid. Give the officer the key. All right. The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool and fused move, tossing it in your general direction. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you. Hell yeah. Yes. You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching. The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly. Thanks, man. It's play cool. Play cool. So how long have these people been locked in there, apparently? These people have just locked people in a church. These dudes. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I feel like something just entered my eye. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Well, that was weird. Just a random bit of dust? I don't know. Good times. Good times. It's fine. If my eye just like starts turning horribly red, please tell me. That would be great. All right. How long have these people been locked in there? Not long, like a week maybe. I mean, that's actually a long time for people to go without food and water. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on, most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives. I mean, I catch your drift. I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop. Yes, we are. It feels good to be the smart cop, doesn't it? That's a good cop to be. Has a nice ring to it. Smart cop. You wouldn't want to be stupid cop now, would you? But still, maybe he's just sucking up to you. All right, now where was I with that padlock? Other questions. Who are these people inside the church? Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. So you barely seen these people and you just decided to lock them all in the church. That's responsible. You haven't seen them and you want the police involved? Well, there's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together, so about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. But suddenly, there's all these strange machines lying around in there. One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it. I mean, that does sound genuinely weird. Egg, Andre, tell him about the feeling. Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark. No, the other one. I'm gonna continue talking like that for Egghead here. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg. It felt like silence, awful silence. So you haven't actually physically seen anyone? Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times, and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. That's kind of it. Well, what was this thing watching you? Like you aren't alone, you know? It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean. As in a ghost? Do you know what he means? It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling? Like some kind of crab man. I mean, that's pretty damn spooky. Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab. I don't think crabs do that. It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior. Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls. Ambush behavior. Crabman. Crabman! Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid? You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. There probably is no crab, man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense. Well, you know, stranger things have happened, I suppose. I see my camera, like, vibrating with every motion on the desk. I should probably try to get something more stable. Like, I have you know, my camera is my phone, and it's held in a mount, but the mount is just clamped to the side of the desk. So any vibration just sends it wobbling. Maybe that should be my next upgrade for the stream. I've already got a floor. I have a ring light in front of me, and that already sits on the floor and kind of sits up above me here. And I wonder if I just need to get something that also sits on the floor. I don't know. Who could say? Anyway, let's go on. Tell me more about this machinery. You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station, too. Probably, very likely. A lot of probabilities with this guy. So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't seen them? Well, honestly, I can't, but I am. I can't, but I am. This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he's attempting to weaponize idiocy. Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Where do you think drugs come from? Okay. You mentioned some kind of Ecclesiastes on the church. Who are they? Oh yeah, that's a Meteoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery. Well, okay, before we go on, what is the Meteoran? What do you mean by Meteoran? You know, of Meteo, concerning Meteo. Yeah? Meteo, a country, on Mundi? He looks at you, squinting his eyes to see if you're kidding. On the Mundi Sola. One of the poorest of the first world nations today, but once a great ancient civilization. Capital, Thylakos by Pisantic. Okay. Oh, the founding party. I do know them, but can you refresh my memory? Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization. Ooh. Alright, I'm intrigued. And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, you know? It doesn't sound like they would appreciate a dance club in their church. You're totally wrong about that. He shakes his head. Oh, okay, this will be interesting. The Pericarnassian Church is about love. Hypnotic music is about love. I got love from my Pericarnassian posse. Love is a relay out of death. The dance! He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore. Unity. Unity. Make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod. As if it's obvious you will now break into dance. Oh no. You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters. No words. Let's enjoy the beat. We start bopping our head along. I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Oh yeah, it can. He's coming around. He nods at his friend, then turns to you with a mischievous grin. You're getting it. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Hypnotic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church. Obviously. Yeah, Yekokata, the place to be. Oh boy. Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew. We're just like spouting words that I don't even know what any of this means. His friend forms a fist with the screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anything else? The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco when or if they get this club going. You've got it in you. Alright, let's ask about this tent full of equipment. I see you brought your own water. Yeah, good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. And you locked people in without knowing. Alright, and it's distilled too. Oh? He doesn't know what to say. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. It's like he's lying to you, my liege, but he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of. Oh, interesting. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. It does, doesn't it? Told you we have a smell problem. He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. I also smell ether. Why? Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid? Nope. It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent. He sniffs the air, then shrugs. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share. Unlike the girl outside, however, the boy's breathing is regular, their jaws stay put, and their pupils aren't dilated, so they're not under the influence currently. At least not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this? So what's with all the Nosafed? The what now? He leans in to hear you better. The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around. Oh, the old Ultra. He's like an actor, looking to the souffle for his line. I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose, we all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe. You sound fine to me. Yeah, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the nose, I'd be drowning in shit right now. Nosafed is the shit. Can I have some? I have some nose problems too. Please give me drugs. Sure. Here you go, officer. The Nosa. Blast away. Interesting. We have a godly logic skill check here. I thought our logic was pretty high, but it's not great. But we can boost it, I think. I think we have some gear for it. So let's put on some different clothing. We currently have logic +2. So let's see if we have anything else we can put on to boost that a little more. Well, okay, we have... Oh, we took our hat. Oh, right, we gave our hat away. Oh, bummer. We gave that +2 logic hat to a cell out there. Okay, well, let's see how this helps.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
42%. I mean, that's better. All right, let's take a moment to analyze what's going on here. Ah, yes, we succeeded. All right. A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids? Okay, kids, now gather around. Oh, no. The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused. Okay. Sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became the shadow you see now. But before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective. But you still are? Thank you for your kind words, but everyone in here sees I'm a disgrace to the uniform. What happened? Disco happened. I've been trying to say we need the next step in dance music to happen fast. He looks at his friend. Shut it. What? I have said that. Now, obviously, that might as well have been 1,000 years ago, but there's still some detective left in me. The young speed freak is silent. Your girl, Estelle, is high as a kite out there. It must have been hard for you boys to keep sober for this meeting. We don't need drugs to be hardcore. Shut the fuck up, Egg. Maybe not today, Egg. But you need drugs to get through the days when you're not expecting me. Ah, were they warned of my coming? Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe. We all have our ways to ease the shock. So does Estelle need drugs more than you? We know she has a problem, man. We're working on it. She didn't exactly have a smooth adolescence. Bottom line is, I know. I know. What exactly is it, you know? This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of lab equipment for manufacturing drugs. I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers. He points at the speaker. One speaker. They have one speaker. Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend? What do you mean, friend? The other speaker. You have only one. It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker. This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker system. Well, you don't have any headphones. Wouldn't Estelle need her headphones to spin tape? What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing. I know you pawned them, likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients. So this is really interesting to me, actually, because I did not have this conversation when I played this before. I just assumed they were actually opening a a club, a rave. Apparently that was not the case. I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients. The Nosafed here is for its active ingredient. He said it was for his nose. What more do you want? Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine. The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab, and of all cellular-based life. What's your point, Lawbringer? The ether in the air, a useful solvent, good for getting an acting agent out of a solution. Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether. He smiles nervously. There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there? No shit. He sounds tired. You tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab. Come on, that's preposterous. I meant to say not true. All right, so what are we gonna do with these drug jockeys here? What do you mean, do? There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. Tell me what's really going on, and we'll work from there. I can be lenient. What do you mean by lenient? Not calling back up and hauling you off to the pen, for starters. Okay, man, okay. Things are just so hard for an entrepreneur in the city right now. It's not like we lied when we said we wanted to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revachol. Because we do, we really do. We just need to turn it into a speed lab before. To get our foot in the door. Why did you need me? Like I told you, spooky assholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up. I mean, they're not really spooky, are they? No, man, they're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there. But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all. Sir, you promised you'd be lenient. We can decide what to do later, apparently. Which I'm leaning towards doing. We'll do that. We can continue on an amiable path, right? No more misunderstandings, no more lies. He nods, smiling cautiously. Before you go, is there anything else you need? Nah, I'm good. All right. Once we get to 1800, we're gonna run back and finish tonight's stream with the karaoke. I really did not intend for it to be like, tune in till the end to see the thing, but that's just how it worked out. So, all right, let's keep talking for a little bit.
Talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good.
Excuse me. Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and parts.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Sign, you say?
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Tell me about the machines you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
Okay. The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachal's sister revolution on the Isola of Grodd. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state. Don't be too hard on them. They're all alone in the world.
I know, man. I was just talking about the aesthetic.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
So you think it's real? That it actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Oh. Okay. Why are you called the Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
He picks up some sort of widget. I don't understand what that means. New task, sync the signs with Noid. I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church. Okay. Do the thing for us and we can talk more later. What about you? A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Wowshy tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Hardcore!
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 But is it? I mean, really? I don't know. Let's say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
All right. Solve the egghead puzzle. Here comes the night. Wait, what? There has to be some way to talk to this person. You just haven't found it yet. It's definitely not about signs. What if you just try again? Find your way out of this maze of things to say. Okay.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! Internally coherent.
Nothing?
All core! All right! Yeah!
Nothing? He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the feeblish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So hardcore.
Is it though?
He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. It is.
But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. I was thinking that too.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chicks checker. Yeah!
Okay, we're gonna come back, I think, and do that later. Oh. "5 minutes until 1800. Let's talk to her again about the church or whatever is going on here.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Yes.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see? Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you. She's less prone to blurting out Crabman than the others. We'll see. Go ahead and tell me. Okay, she nods. I went in and saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's being raised by their grandmother, you know? Strange old clothes. Had this absent expression. Didn't say anything, just stood still. Alright, go on. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down, like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me, right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story. Like a crab, you say. The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. What did this crab man look like? It was too dark. She shakes her head. I couldn't tell exactly. Come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail. Come on, quit stalling. What did he look like? He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way. A crab and a banger? The lieutenant raises an eyebrow. Yes, a banger, as in a meth gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw. I believe you. Why? She raises a brow. What would you stand to gain? Nothing, she says. Anyway, what else? Your associates tried to use me to set up a drug lab. I'm guessing you knew of this plan? I did, and I'm sorry. She doesn't appear surprised. For what it's worth, which isn't much. Huh. This is why I didn't go into the tent. The lieutenant looks at the ocean, squinting his eyes. Typical delinquency. You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you. Indeed, she merely tried to omit the truth instead. Instead, you opted to omit the truth. It's the same thing. I know, but I knew you'd see through their plan too. I'm not an idiot. I should have been able to control them. I will in the future, I promise. How would how would she be the one to control them? May I ask, what did you tell them? I'm going to decide after I looked into the church. Oh, that's wise. Take your time. What about your associates? My associates? She blows on her chilled fingers. I haven't got much to say about them. I mean, you must know something about them? Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them. To the cops. Well, what about you? Tell me something about yourself. Me? I'm a silver bird. Okay, maybe I'll ask later. Task gained. Get a cell to talk about her associates. Interesting. All right. Well, that's all. We got another level up, too. Let's put another point into drama, just because. Okay, we are going to run back to the hostel and do this karaoke thing. It is that time. I really, really wish... I understood how the fast travel works. It's like we've had a few cases now where it's like you've unlocked quick travel, and I have no idea how to do it. I'm like double clicking all over this map, and like nothing is happening here. Maybe I'll Google that off stream. But okay. Oh, why are you so slow? Okay, hopefully this won't take too long to get back here. Or to get back to the hotel, I should say. Oh, this is new. What is this? Oh, more drugs and money. Oh, no. Okay. Keep going this way. Keep going this way. Gotta traipse all the way back. Still don't understand why walking versus running is so inconsistent. Probably stop harping on it though. Okay. We're gonna put on our most dramatic outfit. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully there are more people here. I'm sort of guessing that we have a decent audience at this time of day. It actually, you know... it's actually not as busy as it could be. Maybe we need to read a book and pass some time. All right, let's do that then. Didn't we have a book on... This is a book on communism. All right, I'm not gonna read all this. Bear wrestling? All right, let's see what bear wrestling is all about. Seems to be a part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic of Samara, devised and promoted by none other than President Nizinsky himself. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport has recently declared bear wrestling the national sport of the SRB. All right, let's just keep clicking through. We're just trying to pass time here, in-game time. I guess it's hard to fight a bear if you're out of shape. I'm fine with that out of context statement. All right, what is Kunst and Culture? All right, we want to keep passing time. Oh, it looks like the lighting has changed, so maybe we're almost there. We're just trying to get through this to pass another hour of the day, and I hope we'll be able to do our karaoke thing here. I'm gonna make some changes. Okay, I guess we're changing this book on communism. Kim, you wouldn't believe how badly written some of these articles are. Oh. All right, we've passed an hour. So, still not a huge audience. All right, let's see if we can pass another hour. Let's see here. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. I mean, it's true. Okay, I think we finished reading that magazine. We do have the book on cockatoos, though. Okay. We're just gonna keep going. Funeral cockatoo. All right. Majestic cockatoo. Bang bang cockatoo. Which one are you? Okay. Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul. We did it. We found our heraldic bird. Okay. Delightful. Is there anything else we can read? I just want another like couple minutes. Okay, that passed a minute of time. Okay. Let's see if these jerks have anything new to say.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Esprit de corps. There's something strange about this guy. Figure out. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Put on some esprit de corps boosting gear. And here we go. +1. Esprit de corps. Esprit de corps. That's also +1. That's okay. That's also +1. Maybe we'll wear this one instead. What does this one do? Visual calculus is more of our thing, so we'll go with that. That might be it. That might be the only thing. All right.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Okay. What's your deal, dude? Failed that check. There's something that binds you to him. Some kind of an outfit, maybe? A uniform? The uniform is metaphorical. I'm actually seeing the working class, right? Oh, yeah. Totally. I want to say yes, I think. I don't want to ask him about the working class. Then don't. No one's forcing you. All right. We're at 2000 hours. It's 8 p.m. Let's exit and re-enter, and maybe it'll be busier in here and we can do our karaoke. Regardless, we're going to do the karaoke. I was hoping we could do it a little earlier than this, but because it's like 8 p.m., right? Here we go. The disco lights are on. Okay, we got our audience. Perfect, 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 perfect. I'm excited, you guys. Okay. Let's get our most dramatic outfit on. +1 drama. Let's see what else do we got. That's -1 drama. We don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. This is +1? No, that's +1 logic, but that's okay. Okay. I think we're good. Let's unequip the tools that we have. That's not very dramatic at all, really. Okay. The time has come. It's a quick save. The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly. So are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel. 97% chance. Dress code, insane silk dragon, superstar cop. A couple minus checks, but that's okay. I'm ready, Gart. Hit play. The air is thick with anticipation. Off topic, but did you catch the new Battlefield 2042 trailer? I saw that it came out, but I have not watched it yet. I haven't enjoyed the Battlefield games that I've tried, and granted, it's been years. But I'm trying to think what the last one I played. I mean, I think it was The Bad Company. No, I played the World War one that they did a few years ago, and I played through the campaign, and I was kind of like, yeah, I still don't. These still just don't do it for me. It was an interesting campaign, but like the shooting in those games just doesn't feel good to me. So it's like they're games that I kind of want to like, but I've tried them like 3 or 4 different times, and it's just not for me at this point. Played Bad Company. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's been longer for you than it has been for me, actually. Yeah, I did the World War One one that came out a few years ago. That was the last one. All right, karaoke. Let's do it. Someone dims the lights as the music starts. Okay, here we go.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in San, though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there. Down through the mist there, toward the Seven Sisters, toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there, in their tiny yard there. I have been so glad here.
It's so sad.
Looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
No, that's sad. So this is just the text that just sang out. Narrated by our ancient reptilian brain. That was the voice that we just heard, which surprised me. A lazy applause fills the room. You feel your hand shake as awareness of your body returns to you. Oh, man. Who should we dedicate this song to? Well, let's thank our ancient reptilian brain first. There is silence now in the deep where the voice came from. It has receded to return only in dreams and nightmares. This guy really carried you. All right. We can dedicate the song to whoever wrote that fucking letter. I still love you. Thank you very much, asshole. I'd like to dedicate this song to my partner, Kim Kitsuragi. I'd like to dedicate this song to Gart for letting me sing it. It's all shit, Gart. I'd like to dedicate this song to Contact Mike. Everyone else sucks. I don't want to dedicate this song to anyone. I performed it for myself. Chat, if any of y'all have opinions, please vote now.